Keep searching
my dice. I do have my die, John.
Nice. I like it. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're going to be playing Fear Itself tonight. I'll give you a little bit of a recap. I don't think we actually accomplished a whole lot, contrary to our plans for last game session.
Last episode was awesome, but it got us nowhere.
So we got the plastique, or the plastic explosive. Was delivered by Edward. We wound up going down and talking to Delphine to try to get her input, try to massage that relationship and see what help they might provide, as we more or less figured she was some sort of demon, devil, otherworldly something or another. They were using the portal under the boathouse to come back and forth between a hellscape and come out and fuck around and drink and fuck and do whatever. So that's fun for them, not super helpful for us. She was resistant to us blowing up the portal. Jack and Erin kind of got roped in the excitement. Thought that the other way to do it would be to perform a ritual. Delphine would be able to assist with that. That would then somehow be able to manipulate the portal to keep the other entities from coming in. It's a little sketchy. But Edward wants us to blow it up, and was unconcerned when Erin sent a postcard to say, hey, we have some non-hostile outsiders that are willing to help. And he was like, yeah, fuck them. It doesn't matter. So we wound up, I believe, at the end of the session, kind of sitting in the hotel room going, well, Jack was all hell-bent on sacrificing somebody. And that's kind of where we left it. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I would say not kind of where you left it. You kind of left it with, you're going to ritualistically murder a cult member to seal this portal against, to seal the portal to Carcosa. Yeah, that's where you are, and seemed to be where you guys landed.
It seems like a really bad idea now.
You were very excited about it. So
wait a minute, you're saying murder is wrong? What?
Yeah. Wait. So, I mean, granted, you don't know the ritual per se, but it was made very clear that
makes it better.
Ritual does involve sacrificing a person.
Mm-hmm.
It would seal the room against the King in Yellow's realm, so the portal would close there, but it would leave the portal open for the devils that are currently using it, who are sympathetic to your cause, but could also be a resource in the future. So it's not like there's a trade-off there to some degree.
That's right.
Randy was totally opposed to the plan. We should make that very clear. Randy was unhappy.
Randy did not care for it. So you're in the room. I don't know if Delphine was still there or if you went to talk about it. It's the only thing I don't.
We had gone down into the ballroom because it was kind of that 11 o'clock-ish hour.
Yeah,
we went down to talk to her for game time, maybe an hour, and then we went back up to the hotel room to be like, all right, well, I guess we got to find this guy and murder him or whatever.
Yeah. So she's there still partying, you would assume, and yeah.
Where's
C4.
Where's the guy that we kidnapped?
Oh, he's in one of your rooms. Oh, Wyatt picked him up. Oh, that's right.
2 episodes ago.
So who are we killing?
There's another name, Matthew Cross. Is that the guy?
Yeah, there's another cult member who was working with the guy you picked up.
Yeah, I'm assuming
the guy you picked up was the one that brained Randy in the parking lot, if I remember correctly, as I set that up.
Yeah, it was Kenneth, I believe.
Yes, Kenneth Brady was the one that was taken for further questioning, and yes, Matthew Cross is another cultist who's working at the hotel in cahoots.
And we didn't capture him yet?
No, I think Delphine just told us about him.
Okay.
So we don't know where he is. We don't know what he does. I don't think she didn't provide that information. I don't believe. She just said like, yeah, there's another guy,
Okay.
and I can't kill him, but you guys can, and I can do the ritual.
So I have a plan whenever we are getting into the game. You just let me know when we're in character.
What? We are in the game.
Yeah, we're in the room.
This is the game.
It's like, you know,
You're in the room. You are in, I don't know, I guess we're going to say Erin's room.
Yep, you've logged onto your avatar. You have a blue tail.
I say we have to get the guy, this Matthew dude. We have to ask what's her name, the devil girl, to lure him there with the sex down to the basement there. And so we'll be waiting there, and she lures him down. And then, you know, I think that's how we try and get the guy down there. So instead of us risking, you know, kidnapping him and all that kind of bullshit.
I mean, that could work, I guess. I mean, I don't. Did she say where he works at? Like what he does here?
I don't remember.
Wasn't he like a custodian or something?
I don't remember. But look, I mean, I'm kind of like, you know, Jackie got me all fucking worked up about this fucking plan. I mean, I can't do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. But like, if she like smears his blood or whatever, like can't someone else just come over and like fucking wash that off? Like, what really prevents anything from happening? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I mean, you know, we've never done it before, so we don't know what's. I guess we don't have 100% guarantee this is going to work.
I mean, that's the problem, though, right? I mean, like, these are like Edward was freaked the fuck out. Like he's never, you know, sent us anything like that before. Like, he was like fucking blow everything up, like throw all caution to the wind. Like, have you ever? Like, he's never been like that.
Yeah, but you know what? He's not down here. I think these are valuable allies if we can save their shit. You know, I do think we could probably use these guys in the future. They could help us out. And frankly, I don't want Edward just telling us what to do if we don't feel right about it. Fuck that guy.
Well, I mean, I know Randy agrees for sure, but I mean,
that's the way to get him on board. You know what? Fuck that. Fuck Edward. We should kill this guy. Yeah. Randy's like, I'm on board. Now I like this plan. I would say, okay, yes, you don't know how the ritual per se would, like if someone came in and washed the blood off or whatever, but
I mean,
yes,
magic,
you don't know.
Right? I mean,
you don't know that, but the answer is to some degree magic, whether you believe magic, right? Where like, you know, it's like the stories in the prison where someone's like, oh, they, you know, were killed in some violent way and there's a bloody handprint on the wall and every time you wash it off, it comes back the next day. So magic, basically.
Yeah.
Assuming it's a real ritual and it works, although it is a lady that had horns and definitely does seem to be a demon or devil of some sort. So magic probably works if a devil is now whether you could trust her, seems very trustworthy for a demon, but at the same time, you know, you don't know.
Yeah, but listen, we have backup. We're armed. There's 4 of us, and aren't they gonna have friends though down there too? Is there gonna be like some kind of a host of demons down there?
But here's the thing, right? Like they have to go back, like in the morning or whatever, right? Like they're not here during the day, so I mean, we could blow it up, you know, in the late morning or whatever, and like then they're trapped on the other side ostensibly, or you know, they can find another portal and come back. It just wouldn't be as convenient. I mean, like, do we give a shit? I mean, like I know you're banging her or whatever, but like she's a fucking demon or whatever, man. She's got fucking horns, you said.
Oh yeah, I don't care about banging her anyway. I feel like, you know, it would be unethical
To what? Like ritually sacrifice a dude, Randy? Like what? Where are you at, man? I know, like you were super pissed earlier.
I don't want to kill anybody. Does that help?
Yeah, but we're essentially, well, listen, if there's two of you, there's one of me. I mean, we can take a vote. It's not like I unilaterally make decisions,
I mean, I'm not opposed to like, I guess killing a cult. I mean, like I don't want to kill anybody necessarily, but like they want to like end the fucking world. Like he's not a good dude.
That's what I'm saying, guys. I think your moral quandary is misplaced here. The guy's that's exactly what it is. The guy wants to end the fucking world and kill all of us. So this is simply self-defense.
I know, but if we seal the portal, like he can't do the thing, right? Like
he'll just be. Yeah, but guess what? You don't think the other guy wasn't trying to kill Randy when he attacked him? He'll just go attack some other random motherfucker in the future and kill someone else. Doesn't matter that he can't do his little ritual here. He'll end up just getting sent somewhere else to attack somebody and fucking kill them.
I mean,
that's the reality.
I mean, can we combine the two? And he kind of like looks askance over at Randy, and he's like, "What if we blow up the portal and then, I mean, if you want, like, we could just like flat out like kill the guy, right? I mean,
well, if he's in there when it goes off, like we didn't technically,
Look, if I tie a guy up to a chair and put a time bomb on him, I didn't technically kill him, okay? Are we jigsawing logic? This is jigsaw logic. I didn't kill those people. I set them in murder traps and they killed themselves. I don't know if you could use jigsaw logic. I mean, if you put him in there and it blows up, you've killed a guy. Less crazy than a sacrificial murder, sure, but you still killed a guy.
What about this lady Branwynn chick? Do you think she could open up another portal?
I don't know, Randy. You talked to her more than we did. I mean, what do you think? What did she say last time? You talked to her before.
Yeah, I feel like she could, but it would come at a price, But but that seems, I don't know. Maybe that is our best bet. Maybe we just.
Because then we get the best of both worlds, because then the demons can have the portal, and they could probably help this chick open up the other portal.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if we blow this up, and I don't know.
Well, so we snagged that other dude. So what if we can get Delphine to help us grab that guy, right? But then what if we get Wyatt to come back and we'll snag him too, right? We just take him out of the equation.
Well, look, here's the thing. Listen, if we can open up another portal, then I don't care about just blowing the fucking place up.
Shit. What if, do you think that she could take him to the fucking house? Wonder if she could take him through the portal. Right? Just take him out of this fucking plane altogether.
She probably could.
Yeah, but
let me before
our job.
I mean, okay, I will interject. To be fair, you could capture Matthew and take him and give him back to Edward. They could just take him and put him in.
Well, that's what I said. We could snag him
in supernatural jail, in this secret organization's jail, because the cult. I mean, they're. Well, I guess you don't know, but theoretically, some government entity or pseudo-government entity approves of what they're doing, and they have resources.
No, that's not. Our mission isn't just to take out these two random guys. They're just going to replace them with other people.
You need to stop the portal, but I'm saying, you don't have to just leave him or kill him. You could capture him.
My point is, if the portal's taken care of, I don't really give a fuck about the guy.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can get a hold of Delphine and see if she can open up another portal.
You mean Branwynn?
Yeah.
Lady Branwynn?
Lady Branwynn, sorry. Yes. Let's see I'll try to see if I can get a hold of her, and then if she can get us what we need, then we can do the best of both worlds. We can just blow it up. We can get that circle for the demons, even though I still don't trust them, but what other choice do we really have? Because I have a feeling if we blow this place up and they find out about it right away, we're kind of fucking toast anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah. So let me see what I can do.
Cool, and we can split the favors up too if she needs, some fucking highway loving or something. You don't know what the fucking favor is going to be.
I don't know. This girl doesn't seem like she's into that. She seems like she's into some darker schemes. So, but I'll definitely put that on the table.
All right.
There's nothing super hackers like more than fucking in a semi truck.
Hey, you never know.
With a cannon.
That's right.
With a cannon.
That's right. That cannon will be used for good measure. Okay, so I'm gonna see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get on the net and see if I can get a hold of.
Okay, you hack into the net. You plug it. You jack into the net.
That's right.
Circa 1994 or whatever that fucking terrible movie was.
A lot of loud noises. Everybody knows what's going on.
Okay. You met her. So you have a direct contact through. I believe. I thought you had originally got her on the
Dark web.
deep web, dark web, like forums. So you have a DM like feature on that forum to her, so you can contact her with a message.
Okay. So I basically tell her that I describe the demons and that we need a portal open for them to go in and out of their realm or whatever. And is there anything that she can do to help us out with that?
I gotta get more time, and I'll be right back.
All right, and then it's so it's going to take probably a little. Actually, it wouldn't actually. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of time differences, but I know where she is, so it's actually not a huge deal. Okay, okay. So you ask. You need a portal for demons to go through, is what you're asking?
Well, we have that picture of the portal because we did take a picture. So I can just send her that and I say, I need something like this.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to start taking some notes this time. Sorry, John, you're going to get...
That's fine. This is an easy chunk to edit because it's just all one.
It's all a bunch of clicks.
Something in Google is being real weird, guys. I typed a T and it just is like not even a period. It's like a period in between letters. Thanks, Google. Thanks. Okay. You get a message back fairly quickly. Couple minutes, saying, your message back says, let me look into it. I'll do some digging. Give me, half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
So, she probably needs to, cross-reference it, figure out what exactly you're even talking about, because I don't remember if you sent her a picture of the portal previously.
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought it wasn't, so yeah, I'm assuming she,
What's she saying?
has to actually do some research.
Randy, what's up? What'd she say?
She said she's got to look into it. It's going to take her about a half an hour. And I think we've got a little bit of time.
I know we got all fucking night, right? I mean, we don't. If we're gonna blow it up, we don't want to trap her here. She's gonna be super pissed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think right now we need to be a little more safe than sorry.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Are you gonna wait? I'm guessing just like.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything in particular?
I don't think a half an hour is gonna really be. Exciting.
You get a message. It takes a little longer. So we'll say it's like 1 a.m. by the time you get a response back. You get a link sent to you in the DM. Actually, no. Your phone gets a text from an unknown number that says, Have to talk. It'll be faster. Reply to this text, or call back the number from this text, but you don't see a number. There's no number. You just have to essentially reply to it.
So I'm basically, I can't call back. All I can do is just say something.
You call back. It's like that you can call it, but you don't know the number. Essentially, it's like if a blocked number somehow lets you call it back.
Okay,
which is weird. You admit it is a weird thing to be able to do.
Does she sign her name on it, or she just says?
It's Lady Branwynn. Like,
I just want to make sure that it actually
she signs it LLB.
Okay, so my old ex-girlfriend, Lady Brusnowski, wants to talk. I don't think... No. Okay, I call back.
Hello? Is this Randy?
Lady Branwynn.
Yeah, that's me. Glad to have a voice with the name.
Yeah, definitely.
You're in a lot of shit,
Hey, thank you, Captain Obvious. I'm just kidding. Yes, we're in a lot of.
I mean, you don't have to be a dick about it, but
I know I'm not. I
assume this is. You said something about demons, though. What? Oh man, this goes well beyond demons.
It does.
You know that, right?
It does, and then I tell her about what's trying to cross over, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name offhand.
It was Haster.
Okay,
and Carcosa.
Yeah.
Haster, the king in yellow from Carcosa.
Yeah. So basically, I'm telling her we're trying to protect this from coming over instead. So sometimes you have to take the lesser of the two evils. And yes, pun intended on that one.
Yeah, I get it, but you just blow the thing up, right? I mean, that would work. Just destroy the physical place. It's connected to a place.
Thing is my buddy Erin already promised Lady Branwynn Delphine that we would kind of protect them, and
I mean, that's not totally what I said.
You made a demon pact to.
I didn't.
My portal.
My dumb buddy did. I'm sorry.
Well, your friend. God, you may want to consider getting new friends, because that's dangerous. I mean, sure, I guess it could be helpful. Having some demons or devils, depending on what they are or how powerful they are to help you, but still. You gotta be careful on those shit. That's bad.
Well, let's say this. Let's say I know you probably want to tell me everything, but tell me why exactly I wouldn't want to do this.
Do what? Keep a bunch of demons able to come through a portal to the world?
Well, if it's just those two, which that's all it's been so far.
Well, I don't know. I just don't usually trust deals with demons. They don't go well. They usually try to screw you over. Could be a different.
So you've done that. You've done that before.
I've read cases that I think are credible.
Yeah, we're on the ground here. Okay. I don't
but let's putting that aside. Yeah. Wow. Well, so from what I understand, I mean, it's linked to a place, like a physical location. So their portal is linked to a physical location. I suppose there are rituals, I suppose, that you could use to open a portal somewhere else, but you'd have to find another weak spot between the planes, right? Like, imagine, right, like where all of the dimensions are like in different dimensions, right? And at certain points they kind of touch each other or cross over or thinner, right? So that's why that portal was available to them naturally. And they could come through easily. And then obviously it was somehow reinforced, but like you'd have to find another place that was weak, then open a portal. And that makes it a little more tricky because you don't really know what's going to come through that first portal. Well, I mean, when you open it the first time, I mean, they're using it because, I mean, they sort of seem to be some group that, I don't know, is able to use it. And I guess they're not causing, I mean, what do they do? Like, the demons are just like coming in and out?
Well, just during the nighttime they are, and it's just two of them, a brother and a sister.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Usually, nighttime would be, when they like sundown to sun up.
Yeah. I think nighttime is the right time.
Clever.
Okay, hold on. So I say, can you hold on just a second, please? I just want to talk to my friends to let them know exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Just so you know, so the demons, that's one thing. Not great. The Haster thing, like, exponential level worse. So, like, you got to deal with that, or we're all screwed.
Okay. So I cover up the phone and I say, guys, I don't think we have much of a choice. I think we're going to have to just blow this up.
But we can find another way to open the portal.
That's what she says, but that, like, we might not be able to do it too.
Well, if we try.
Well, I mean, what did
she said? It's as soon as we open up this portal, something else might come out. This new portal.
Can't fucking do that.
So, if we're, I'm not. I could try it, but I'm just not. That's not my thing, so it could really go wrong if you think about it.
Look, I think we got to blow it up, right? I mean, that's what Edward told us. There's like super bad shit that they want to let through. I mean, like, I think that's the only way, right? I mean, if they can find, I mean, she had said that this was convenient for them, but like, I mean, that's whatever, right? I mean, that's not our problem. Like,
okay, do you guys want to be waking up 3 years from now with one of these demons fucking standing over your fucking bed being like, I'm back, motherfucker? Because that's probably a real possibility at this point. If we do that.
But is that any different than any other day? I mean, we're like fighting monsters.
We've killed everything else. But if we just essentially seal off these guys, playground here, when they do find another one, they're coming after us.
I mean, maybe.
I'd say more than maybe.
All right, so I basically I kind of like, okay. So I go back and I say, I think we're kind of in between a rock and a hard place here, and I think we're gonna have to try to, if it comes to it, we're gonna have to try to attempt to open this other portal. Otherwise, we're gonna have these demons coming after us.
Okay. Well, okay, look. There's another option that's way more dangerous.
Oh boy,
in the short term, but could solve your problems. I suppose with enough information, I could, search ley lines and try to find some weak spot somewhere that you could use. That's way beyond. I mean, I know people who know people. It's possible, but those things are wildly unpredictable. On the other hand, the portal that they're opening, the cultists are opening. God, this is complicated. It's also connected to a location in Carcosa. I suppose you could open the portal, and instead of letting things from Carcosa out and keeping it open, you could open it, go through, set your explosives, and come back.
Wait, what's Carcosa?
That's where the other entity, the outer entity that they're trying to summon lives. It's like a land of, it's a whole Lovecraft thing.
Explosives even, wouldn't they have a whole different physics and all that kind of shit?
Well, you don't hear that, so I can't respond to that answer.
All right. So I basically tell them this is another option we have. We can go.
Hey, instead of you just put me on fucking speakerphone, man. Like, come on. Like, don't put me on hold.
No, you're my buddy. I don't care about
what?
These other
God damn it, Randy.
I'm just kidding. I put her on speaker.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah. So oh, go ahead.
Yeah. You could blow up this side, right? It's like this is like a tunnel, right? That there's one out and two ins. Like you could blow up this tunnel and it ends. You know, this pipe. Nothing get from the other two places come in. You could go through and blow the other side up on the other side if you'd like. I would highly recommend, obviously, I mean, you don't want to close off the demons, but I definitely wouldn't go down their side. Not sure you'd even come back from that physically. But as far as I understand, I'm not like a professor of, Carcosa knowledge, but I know of it. I've read the books. I've read information on it. I've gone down some of those rabbit holes. It's a place. I mean, sort of like Earth-ish. So blowing it, it's a city, and people are taken there. People go there and remain people, and they can be killed. It works like a place as far as I understand. So theoretically, you could blow it up, as far as I know.
I mean, we don't have enough explosives to blow up a whole city. I mean, we have enough to blow up the portal here.
No, you'd be blowing up the portal
from the other side.
Wherever that portal is opening would probably have some, you would have some runes opening up. Essentially, you'd be closing the ability for that. You'd basically just be crushing the other side of it, and then the whole thing would collapse, kind of like a wormhole.
We can't on this side open up another portal for the demons. Is that like out now or something, or what?
You can, but you would have to find another place that's able to have that ritual performed, and then also know exactly how, to direct the other side of the portal to be where they are. If you understand, right? Like, there is a physical space in their dimension that they're coming from, and it connects to this place. So it would be like having all of Earth on Google Maps and saying, like, okay, open a portal. Where do we open it? You need sort of like a GPS coordinates for it. Like you need to know where you're opening it on the other side. Yeah. Otherwise, you don't know what's going to come out. Right?
Well, maybe they could help us with that part on their end.
It's possible. Sure. But once you close the portal on this side, you don't have their help anymore. They won't. Yeah, you could contact them. Maybe if you had their true name, you could summon them temporarily, I guess. Would be feasible.
Well, how would we get to Carcosa, though? I mean, even if
You would open the portal fully. You would complete their current ritual and go through.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
a
seems a
bad
lot more
idea.
dangerous than trying to open up a new portal, frankly.
I mean, as of now, it's not completed, but it's mostly a time thing, as far as I can understand. Over time, it'll take time to open. You could force it in some ways, but yeah, it can be done.
So how could we
theoretically?
how could we figure out, how could we find a place where we could open a new portal that's like close by?
I don't think
Close
close
by would be almost impossible. I mean, there are only a few spots, I assume, on Earth that you could create this sort of permanent.
Because I mean, these guys need to be able to come. I think locally though, like they can't show up in like New York City or something and then come back here to this place. You know,
there's no other spot near you. I can almost guarantee it. I mean, this is a pretty unique situation as it is. I couldn't imagine there'd be another one. Maybe, but that close, I doubt it. I mean, it could be in the fucking rainforest for all I know.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to burn them. I mean, if they come for us, we'll just have to be ready, man. Like we can't. We're not gonna fucking do the cultist job and open up goddamn Portal to Haster, man. Like that's crazy. No fucking way.
Well, to be fair, if you open it, go through, and then blow up the other side, then the portal collapses. So, dangerous, yes. If you open it, they'll know on their side. The king will, at least. So you'll have resistance, is my guess. I doubt they'll simply let you just blow up their portal because they really want to merge our planes to some degree. That's the goal, ultimately, of the king, as far as I know. Again, all stipulation based entirely on stuff I've read. It's not like I've talked to him, or else I would be insane right now. Yeah. So, yeah, you could go through. You could open it, go through. It's possible. Blowing it up, though, yes. I can't guarantee I can find you a spot. I might be able to, but that spot's not going to be anywhere near here. It could be anywhere.
I think that's way too risky. I think that's way too risky, Jack. I can't see us doing that.
Going through the portal.
Yeah, it flies in the face of everything that we've been trying to do over this last year. Like fuck, man. Like that's something you might not even come back from. Like even if there was no resistance. What?
I mean, whatever you do, the portal has to be closed to. I mean, the demons. That's one thing. I guess it seems like they're pretty benign. Great. The Haster thing has to be stopped. I mean, the last time anyone had any crossover, the stories at least were like a whole town went insane.
Okay, what about this? And I know, sorry to keep you on the phone during our discussions here, but
yeah, no, well, it's kind of important, and if you let this thing through or you fail, I'm probably going to have to start building some bunker even more than I already have.
What if we say to Edward, hey, listen, we need help with these demons? Said, because now they're coming after us pretty much. Like maybe Edward would have some sort of technology or something that could help us open up a portal for them, or at least find someplace close by.
Well, I mean, I sent him that postcard. You saw his response. He didn't give a shit. He said, burn them.
Yeah, but if we say we're not going to do it unless you help us with this because we're fucked.
We don't have a choice, man. Like, this is not an optional, we won't fucking do it. Like, that, Carcosa's bad shit, man.
Well, it's also bad shit if we wake up 6 months from now with a goddamn demon about to tear your fucking throat out. I mean, I don't know. Fuck that.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but like that's fucking our everyday now. Like cultists can come in here and like fucking gut us right now. Like, I mean, this is our fucking world these days. I mean, I hear you. I get it. I was kind of on board like an hour ago to like fucking gut that dude, but I like.
Wait, what was that?
Oh,
what was this about gutting a guy?
Yeah, all cards on the table, right? So the demon, she told us that there was a way to seal the portal from Carcosa, and there had to be a ritual sacrifice. She said she couldn't do it herself, but that she could do the ritual, but we would have to perform the sacrifice, I guess. It was a little fuzzy on the details.
Oh, fascinating. Oh, wow. I mean, hey, there you go. There's a way out. I mean, yeah, you'd have to sacrifice a guy. That's not the best. I mean, to be fair, there are Wiccan rituals that you probably, that involve sacrifice, but I try to stay away from those. It's kind of
this is one of those cultists.
Sort of a black soul. By the way, what do you know what cult there? What cult is this? Do I know these guys? Are these guys operating somewhere?
Yeah, all over apparently. Let me I have to edit this. I don't remember. Wasn't it like the One or something like that?
It's dark one.
Dark One. They're called Dark One. They have like a spiral tattoo on their wrists. You know them?
I've heard of them. They're real bad news. I mean, that's like apocalypse cult level shit.
They
don't give a fuck. Yeah, so well, okay, that makes sense now. I was wondering who the fuck would be doing this, but yeah, those guys are pretty deep.
So that's who we would be killing is one of those motherfuckers. I don't really give a shit.
Look, I mean, I'm not going to say one way or the other. You do you, but I mean, I certainly don't know that ritual, but I guess a demon would, could certainly know that type of ritual. It would make sense that they couldn't do it themselves because, you'd be, I guess, conjuring power from somewhere, and they don't really, they can't really do that. It has to be a free will type thing. So,
well, let me ask you this.
My guess.
I mean, Randy kind of touched on it. At one point while we were talking to her, she got a little antsy, and I told her that no harm would come to her, and like he kind of like pulls the cross out and then realizes he's on a phone and she can't fucking see. He's like, puts it back in. He's like, I have an artifact, I guess. It's a whole other thing, but when I told her that it glowed and got warm, so I don't know what that means exactly. Like, I didn't mean like that we wouldn't like. I just meant like in the moment, like, hey, I'm not going to grab a shotgun. I'm gonna like blow you away in the middle of the ballroom. But like, is that some other thing? Then we're still kind of new to this.
I mean, short answer, no idea. I don't know what the artifact is. I don't know there's a whole lot of shit that could be, man. I mean, this stuff goes down rabbit hole after rabbit hole when you get into this whole arena. Like, I mean, it's like infinite dimension fucking roulette. Like, shit's just from, like, if people knew all the crazy shit out there, they wouldn't sleep at night. That's why I don't mostly sleep at all anymore.
Yeah. Fuck.
I say we just go.
If you said no harm would come to her, it's tough. Demon packs have rules, but that's a pretty loose interpretation.
Yeah,
but it depends on
her own plane. Like, that's not really hurting, right? I mean,
if you knew about where they came from, you wouldn't be super stoked to stay there all the time.
Well, I mean,
I guess technically being there whatever, 12 more hours a day is worse.
Fuck. I mean, God, I might.
I mean, you may be fine. It's not like you're not asking her. You didn't get a favor granted anything, as far as I know. So she shouldn't have any looming power over you. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I would say, it's usually a quid pro quo type deal.
I think all things considered here, we should go to the original plan. It seems we should just try and do the ritual sealing.
I mean, like, this is it's like a magic thing then, right? Like, I mean, if
yes.
she performs,
it sounds like some sort of blood magic, and blood magic rituals I have not performed, but as my understanding from people who have talked about it, are very powerful. And if it's coming directly from an entity of power, I mean, there's ancient rituals that have been lost for God knows how long. And pun intended, he does probably know, or whatever that particular being. It's not really a he or she, I'm guessing. We don't know. But yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. It's not like some of these older entities are aware of other, planes of existence that interfere with others. So it's not impossible they would have a way to combat interference from another entity. Sort of like a constant power struggle.
Do you think that somebody else would be able to like reverse that then? Like if we do the ritual and leave, and then they're screwing and drinking and whatever, like what's to say that some warlock or some shit from the Dark Ones don't come and like just reverse it and bring fucking Hastur over? I mean, I get that they're like demons. I guess
I don't know. I mean, it seals it, so it would be a seal. It would be some sort of warding ritual. I can't say, but if it was a true ward and it worked, I don't think someone could reverse it. I mean, it's like a force field almost. So if you tried to interfere with it, I don't think it would work after that. I'm not positive, but if it's a sacrificial blood ritual, then it would take a hell of a lot to reverse it. That's my guess. I mean, they're pretty effective from what I've read up on, but
yeah. So basically, I look at Erin and I say, Erin, I don't think we have much of a choice, man. I think I've changed my mind. I think Jack's right. I think we have to do the sacrifice.
I mean, all right. I mean,
I'll do it. You guys don't have to do it, man. I've killed before.
But that was self-defense, man. That guy was going to kill Randy. That's not the same fucking thing, man.
Remember I killed my friend by accident too in the rank.
But that wasn't your fault, man.
It doesn't matter, man. My soul's already dark.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. That's not. No, man. You're one of the good guys.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's not going to bother me as much. That's all.
If we don't stop this, the world is literally going to end. I hate to say it, and this is. I know I had a problem with it before, but if we don't do this, then we're all dead. So what does it matter?
I mean, I guess. I mean,
more accurately, the world doesn't really end. It just all becomes Carcosa.
Yeah.
If that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, that's it's pretty much ending.
It doesn't make me feel any better because that place is horrifying from what I hear. It is not great to get trapped there.
All right. I think we've gotten our plan. I appreciate all your help. Again, you know where to get a hold of me when you need a favor from us.
Yeah, so about that. I'm going to call that favor now, if you don't mind. Could you just record the ritual while it's being performed? Because that sort of spell is worth, a whole lot in the right circles. A warding spell from a demon to close down interdimensional portals, that's pretty strong shit.
Okay,
And
so
if I could get that real business, it'll put me in in a little higher echelon on my side of negotiations for a few things here and there.
okay, so I feel like this is worth more to you than you're saying. So I say that if you call in this favor, then I say we are square for now until I need you again.
Yeah, dude. We are square and fair. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well,
and by the way, hey, the next one's on me. If you can get something like this, I mean, shit. I have done research. I mean, this is like this is like big time in the circles. So, I don't even think I'd be sharing it necessarily with anyone, but just having it, that's a big piece of information to have.
all right.
It's a bargaining chip in the right places. So, yeah, next time you need me, give me a call because we'll make this happen.
All right. I will let you know.
All righty. Bye,
Until next
Randy.
time,
Bye,
lady.
guys.
Bye. Thank you. Yeah.
So
Hangs up, and you immediately get a text with an FTP server, like location, IP address.
so what has she actually helped us with again? I forgot.
I should probably fuck. I don't remember. I'd
Yeah,
have to
she's helped us with a few things that have actually really helped, but that was quite a while ago.
Well,
She
and this
was
one
including
this
the-
one she gave you another option to not kill a dude,
Yeah.
and verified other stuff. I mean,
That's
she
what
didn't
makes
have an
me-
actual ritual, but
I
yeah.
just want to make sure we can trust her because if we record that and it gets out into the wrong hands, it's probably pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, she's helped us on a lot of things that shit could have gone sideways. So, like, for me, I trust her, which is weird saying that because it's hard saying that about somebody you don't know. Like I've met Edward and I've talked to Edward and I know that he's a fuck. But this person, the lady I have, we've mostly talked through emails and stuff, and she seems more trustworthy than that asshole. So,
Okay, that's cool.
all right. So, Jesus.
Well, I like your idea then, Jack. I mean, maybe she can pull him aside, get him up to her room or something like that. That
Mhm.
kind of separates him. But look, I think if this works, hopefully it works, right? And then like Jack says, they're not going to come back and like try to fucking kill us when they get out of like Demon Hellscape or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe to like seal this deal with her. Maybe we tell her we've got to get her real name, right? Just as some kind of insurance. I mean, Branwynn said these deals with demons don't go well, right? I mean, you fucking God, I went to CCD, man. Like, you don't make deals with the devil. Like, it's just it never works, right?
But hold on. Here's the reality. I think they're already. In other words, if they didn't like what was going on here, they could just kill us right now. I don't necessarily. In other words, I don't think we really hold the. We're not holding the cards here.
I understand where you're coming from, Jack, but I also think that, like, at least we can try. I mean, what does it not hurt to try?
Yeah, we can try. Now, we could also say if something goes wrong, if we have their name, I guess we could summon them and maybe help them open up a new portal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could frame it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a little bit of trust between us and them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I told her that no harm would come to her. Right. Like if that's some kind of like demon pact, I guess, or whatever, like we're already halfway there. Like, then she should reciprocate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can ask her, I guess,
So what time is it right now? So before it was like 1 o'clock. So what time is it now?
It's like, I mean, you had that conversation, I don't know, like 1:30.
Okay.
2.
So
54 minutes in game.
yeah.
Then
So
54 minutes in
Yeah.
the game. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But what, so how much time before they go back into that portal before they have
sun up. So like
Okay.
6 something.
6 or 7. Okay, so we could literally get this going now.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Sun up, it's winter, right? So maybe like 7. We might have like 7, maybe.
Oh, that's true.
We've got a couple hours.
Yep. So let's find Delphine. Let's get this shit going. She can help us find what's his face.
Yeah. And for the actual sacrifice, I have my spinning blades.
Oh, of course, you got your spinning blades. I mean, I think
So I
that's
think-
what they're bred for.
I think just that'll physically
Ritual sacrifice.
take care of things. Yeah.
All right, well,
Hey.
let me grab the GoPro because we're gonna need that to record the ritual.
That's true. Erin, I'll record it. Don't worry about it.
All right, that's cool. I appreciate it.
I don't think that should be a video. It should just be audio on your phone or something, man.
No,
I can't though. It's got to be video. Otherwise, she won't take it. Believe me.
she's gonna want to see what happens. That's the whole thing,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Except then we'll be on video.
Well,
So-
Brandy's a whiz. He can blur your face out.
Exactly. We can just have the ritual going, can show what is happening, and I can blur you out and make you have one of those funny voices like they do on 60 Minutes and stuff like that.
Well, you don't even have to show him, right? You just got to show the body, right? I mean, you have to show Jack.
That's true.
Okay, that's cool.
I guess you're basically it's mostly what runes are drawn and any incantations that are said.
Okay. Yep. So
So-
I can edit
Basically
it out
being able to
make
recreate it. So
where it needs to be.
yeah, you don't have to show like someone's face per se. It's more the like being able to replicate it by showing what is done.
He's gonna
Yeah.
have to like carve runes or whatever into the guy's skin. And
we don't have to do like TMZ, but like, holy shit, look at that. What do you think, Jack? Oh, what?
Yeah.
So look, when we find this chick and her brother, I think we just gotta lay it all out and be like, listen, this is how it's gonna go down. We gotta videotape this. If we don't do this, and you guys just kill us right now because you don't want the thing blown up or whatever, like they're gonna come. The thing's gonna open up, and you guys are screwed anyway. And this is our only chance to essentially not blow the thing up, and we're trying to help you by not blowing it up. We could just fucking blow it up tomorrow morning, but we're not gonna.
Well, maybe lead with the like we're helping you and not like just kill us. Like to leave that part out. That's not a good bargaining chip.
Well, no, but my point is, if she kills us, they're screwed too because these things just gonna come over onto the. I mean, in other words, we're the only ones that can take care of this.
Yeah.
So,
All right. I mean, they could just go back to where they came from. I mean, that's probably better than fucking Carcosa. But yeah, I hear you.
yeah.
Maybe, probably for them because they at least have some power there.
Yeah.
In Carcosa, they would have none,
But my point
or
is,
they would be destroyed. I don't know.
my point is they still wouldn't be able to come here.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So it's
Right.
like
Let's go
6
find
one,
it.
half dozen of the other.
I mean, why would they kill you for trying to help them?
Well, no, that's my point is that it would be more expedient for them to be like, fuck this, we don't want anybody blowing up our shit, and they just kill us.
Yeah. Okay.
But then in the end, they're not going to be able to come back anyway.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. You go downstairs. The ballroom looks like it's cleared out some. You don't see Delphine or the Duke in the room. There's some stragglers and hangers on, much like the previous time you were hanging out with them. The party usually shifted to the Duke's
Yeah,
room.
they're probably up in the room there while we go up there.
All right, do you have her number? Do you want to just like fucking call her? I mean, we go up.
I don't think I ever got a number.
All right. Well, let's just check out his room then.
She actually doesn't own a cell phone. They have a room number, but all right. So you go to the Duke's suite. There's music playing. People are partying. Delphine sees you walk in from across the room and strides over. Ah, gentlemen, it's great to see you again this evening.
Hey, Delphine. Hey, listen, things have kind of heated up here. We need to take care of stuff like ASAP, if you know what I mean. And
Oh,
I'm hoping we can talk to you in private for a minute.
of course. Well, I'm not very worried about my reputation, so if you don't mind, we can just go to the Duke's one of the bedrooms in the suite. Let's have a chat.
Okay.
She leads you into one of the rooms. I'll say the Duke's room, the big one.
And it's all of us. It's not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just lay out pretty much what I just said. Where listen, there's only one result here if we don't get rid of this thing. Whether we blow it up or we do the ritual, it needs to get done. And
Oh, of course.
and we're trying to help. Blah blah blah. Pretty much, I just lay out what I just said previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing the rituals then?
We need to do the ritual, and we're hoping that we can do it before sunrise tonight.
And do you need me to supply the sacrifice then? Or do you have someone in mind?
Guy, what's his name?
Matthew Cross. He's the other.
Yes, the other cultist. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then it's he's already a bad guy, so it's.
I mean, yes, he's trying to basically curse your whole world to eternal hell. I mean, not technically hell, like my hell, but like, yeah,
No,
a real bad place. You don't want to go there. It's all total madness.
Well, do you know like where he is, or like where we can find? Is there some way that you could? Do you have like powers here? Like, could you
I mean, I have some, but that's there are things I can do. Finding him, I don't have like a cultist radar or anything, but he usually takes smoke breaks outside in the courtyard. He's a bellhop, as far as I know, so he's usually out there smoking. It's pretty slow at night, so maybe he'd be out there finishing up his shift or taking a break.
Is there any way you think you could lure him down and we would be waiting?
To his room itself? Ooh. I mean, he's been down there. He knows where it is.
Oh,
It'd be
yeah.
hard to get someone to go down under floorboards, too. I could maybe get him to the lake house, but that's very, very cold right now. I'm not sure he would be too keen on my wilds down there.
Well, that's where we've got to go, right? I mean, we have to do this at the portal.
Yes,
itself,
it
right?
must be at the portal itself, yes.
Okay.
all right.
Also, we wanted to ask Erin had a question. And I'm just going to lay it right out. And there's two reasons for this that I'm asking. We want to know if we could have your true name for two reasons. Number one, we've promised that no harm is going to come to you, and frankly, we just want a little bit of assurance that the same is not going to happen for us. And number two, in case this whole thing goes to shit, and for some reason we can't seal the portal, we want to be able to summon you at some point in the future to help you try and get another portal somewhere else, so that there's no, we have some way of contacting you.
Oh, very clever. I did not know you were so sophisticated on these things. I've underestimated you, gentlemen. You're obviously very handsome gentlemen. Very good at what you do, but I'll tell you what. It would benefit me in a number of ways. Normally, we are not so keen on that information being given, but there are multiple reasons for me to do that for you. I promise you this will work. We will seal the portal, I assure you. But, as you know, it's tied to here, so I won't be able to find you unless you came back here. But if you had my name, you could summon me. If you ever need any help with anything, or maybe if I do help with some things, you can help me with some things later. If you get my meaning.
Well, I suppose that would
booty call.
I suppose that would depend. However, I think we just need to worry about tonight right now and get this done, or else we're all screwed.
She's like, well, I don't know the other two as well, but I'll tell you. And she whispers in Jack's ear, I will do not the... I'll metagame it and not do the... just tell him, but it's Astaroth. Astaroth.
Okay.
I found she's apparently a powerful female demon, and the goddess of lasciviousness. There's always someone.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Erin just says, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perhaps if we wanted to be expedient, the rest of my friends could help us. Maybe if he's taking a smoke break, it's probably pretty quiet out. We might be able to just grab him. There's enough of us.
Yeah, that'd be great. Or we could grab him. We just got to find him and get him down there. We'll do what has to be done.
Okay, metagame wise, what do we want to do? Do you guys want to try to finish this, or do you want to keep some, I don't know how much time we have. We have 10 minutes till 11.
No, it's 10 minutes till 10.
10 to 10.
Oh, is it? I felt like time had gone crazy. My computer didn't reset its clock. That's why. I was like, holy fuck, have we been playing that long?
You got one of those fancy European computers.
Yeah,
what's going on? God
no,
damn
I
it.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
We
I
definitely
think.
need to finish this fucking game.
Yeah, no,
I
like
wanted to do something else, but I guess on the metagame side, I'm wondering, do you want to go down and you'll go down and get prepared, and the demons just grab it?
Yeah,
and bring him to you to do the ritual.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's what I was going to have
for the demons to grab.
Because technically, we're down in the thing, and they don't see us take him, so then we're not not on the hook for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what she was going to suggest. Also, it gives a fun moment when they bring him in.
Okay. That's cool. So we'll suggest that when Brett comes back then.
God, that makes me feel much better. I was like, fuck, man. Fuck. I was like, how is it almost time?
We have been talking for over an hour.
Also, how do I fix it? Oh, adjust time and date. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's supposed to set time automatically. Adjust for daylight saving time. Why is it not adjusting for daylight saving time?
What do you mean? Technology is not working for you? That's never happened to anybody ever.
I know. This is stupid. All right. I'm going to grab a drink real quick then.
All right.
BRB.
And now Brett's coming back and then Neil's gone.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided that the what's her face and her friends are going to bring him to us, and we'll meet down in where the ritual is going to be held. So then we don't have to be held accountable for taking him.
All right, good. Well, that'll just be faster anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They probably have super demons.
We're doing unlike us kind of thing, and we're cutting to the chase.
Well, are we? We've literally debated for an hour.
I know, but we've done an hour instead of 2, so
that's fair. I'll give you that.
Also, too, he's gonna. If it was us, he would try and pull some kind of magic bullshit on us, like the first guy. I'm sure these demons, they ain't gonna fucking fly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the point that Randy is trying to make is that he does not want to be one of them. He doesn't want to do the same things. You know what I'm saying? Right. But he also knows that we don't have much of a choice now.
I mean, Erin can appreciate the irony of the fact that we're using occultists to seal the portal that they're trying to open in a very macabre sort of way.
Mhm.
Listen,
But yeah, like you, he doesn't want to like be down there. Like, yeah, there's no fucking way we can open the portal. Like, this is everything that we've, especially after what Randy and Erin have just been through. Like, this is what our lifetimes are about: is protecting humanity. Like, there's no fucking way we open the portal.
yeah, and also listen, dude, the dude's human scum. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really not worried about it. You know, the dude would kill us in a second if he had a chance.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so we're in the room, and then she's gonna.
All right.
Yeah.
Susan, you want to do this quickly? Perhaps I might make a suggestion. My friends and I could get Matthew and bring him to the lake house. We're quite good at coming and going without being noticed, so that would leave you unentangled should his missing status come under question. So perhaps you should meet us in the room under the lake house.
Okay.
And we will be there shortly.
That would be great. Now, he's going to try and hit you guys with some kind of magic bullshit, just to warn you.
Don't worry. They don't have anything powerful enough to harm myself, my brother, or any of our friends. So,
You guys use a key when you come and go, or is there like a phase thing? Like, how does that? Like, I can pick the lock, I guess, but if you guys have a key,
of what, for the lake house?
What's the lake house?
Oh, yes, here. We have several. Here you go. You can tag mine.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that'll make it much
Yes,
easier.
I suppose that would be better than breaking in and out. I hadn't really thought of it. Yes, I mean, sure, we could break down the door, but that would ask, people would be constantly questioning why this door needs it fixed. But yes, there are physical keys for it. We don't really have the power to, walk through walls or anything. We're not ghosts like that. Or I suppose, it would take quite a lot of rituals or something for us to move that way. Far too much. Keys much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll. Is there anything else that we need?
Blades. I would bring a blade.
Oh, I got that covered.
Jack rips his coat open, spins two blades out.
Yeah, exactly. And he puts them together, like badasses usually do.
Well, those will work. They seem quite sharp. So, meet you at the room in half an hour.
One last thing. Sorry. And maybe this is kind of weird. We just kind of need to record the ceremony if that's at all possible. If you don't have objections to that.
I don't personally. We would prefer not to be recorded.
You won't be.
But you don't have to have us in it. If you want it, then there's no reason. The spell is a binding spell on a warding spell on for cross-planar travel, cross-planar passages. So it wouldn't really. It's more specific as the way we'll be performing it. So I don't. It would not be the same one you would use to close this portal. So even if people had it, it wouldn't really do any harm to us.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, in our line of work, it could be provide. It could be useful. Yeah.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. I don't think that's a problem. My brother is a little more stuffy about such things, but I have plenty of time to convince him while we're grabbing the man we need. And
neither of you will be in the video.
yes, I don't think it should be a problem. Just because you're being so helpful, yes, it's this is good for outer beings. That's non. How do I say it? Non is a non-religious. Most of the religious demons, devils, God, that sort of thing. That's sort of one realm. Then there's the older, even the non-worshipped, sort of forgotten ones, and ancient ones, and sort of outer ones, even beyond those. And those are more dangerous. They don't play by the rules like everyone else does. So they're much harder to deal with and much more chaotic. So it would probably only help our purposes if we could help combat that some. Yes.
Good.
Obviously, we need humans around in order to. Well, in our case, we just really are more about partying at this point. It's more about pleasure and fun than anything else. And if the world goes to shit, then so does all of our fun.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I assure you, we haven't murdered anyone for centuries. So yes, you're not accomplices to anything. It really is simply just the food, the drink, the bedtime fun.
We won't be able to say the same thing in another half an hour.
Don't worry. Your first sacrifice, it's probably a lot harder. I'll admit, it's probably harder for you than it was for us. It's kind of innate for us. It's harder not to sometimes, but don't worry. You'll be fine.
All right. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see in about a half an hour.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I will get our band of merry men together then. I will see you in half an hour.
Erin just nods and shrugs. God, fuck, this is crazy. When they leave the party, like there's a guy like walking with a fucking beer or whatever. Erin just like fucking grabs it, chugs it, leaves it on the table by the door.
Okay, so I guess we just we head down there. I mean, I guess we don't need anything else. Should we? I don't know. I don't imagine a double cross here. But should we like hide some explosives down there just in case? I don't know.
I mean, did she told you her name? I mean, she gave it to you?
Yeah, she told me. That's what I mean, man. I just don't. I tend not to trust people, but it doesn't seem to me like. I mean, I don't necessarily think they're going to double cross us.
I mean, if she gave you her real name, like that's like a binding thing, right? Like we're talking about like magic shit now. I mean, I guess you could have lied, but I mean,
yeah.
If that's it, then it's like fucking Rumpelstiltskin shit, man.
And I guess if they're gonna kill us down there, I guess having the explosive there ain't gonna matter anyway.
Yeah, like you said, if they wanted to kill us, they would have killed us already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, screw it. Yeah, let's go.
We just go.
Do you have the GoPros?
Yeah, I got it. Like Pat's pocket. I got it.
Okay, I guess we're good. I got the blades.
I'm not sure how much they would like it. Should we try to get GoPro to sponsor this podcast? Although most of the time it's not filming sacrificial murders. It's usually filming other stuff. But we GoPro a lot.
We do.
Right.
Don't just record your skateboarding. Record your supernatural findings.
We get this box cutter company to sponsor.
Wow, that's a fucking extreme box cutter, man. That's awesome. Sweet. Let's get sponsored by everybody. Buffalo Trace. unofficially sponsoring my alcoholism since years and years ago.
All right, so we head down to the
All right,
thing.
you go to the lake house.
Yep.
It takes you a few minutes to get there. You get everything ready. You're getting ready. You're waiting, I guess, in a room. You hear some scuffling above you. Through the door, you see Delphine and the Duke come down the stairs. They were stairs. The roughly hewn stairs into the room. Behind them are three gentlemen that look more. They're still human looking, but their faces are sort of distorted, demonic looking, and you look like you recognize them from the ballroom or from the parties, but they're bigger, like more muscular. Their faces are a little distorted. And then another three people are in after them, 2 women and another man. And Delphine bows. Well, we've brought you our guest of honor for this evening. And I suppose perhaps you may or may not have, I believe you've talked to my brother once or twice, but as an official introduction for such a ceremonious occasion, please let me introduce to you Duke Elias Lutzinger, my brother, and a quite powerful general, shall we say, in his realm. He bows. It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm very glad you have decided to assist us with continuing our activities here. We find it quite a respite, if you will, and are happy that you're so willing to make sacrifices, to the cause.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you not taking us out, because we know you could have if you wanted to.
Well, that's for sure. I'm sure we could if we really wanted to burn some bridges. Obviously, if people saw our true forms, it would be disturbing to them, I'm quite certain. But I don't think that has any necessity at the moment. I think we've found quite a good compromise for everyone.
Okay, so let's get the show on the road. What do we have to do?
Matthew's gagged, and he's like, he's like definitely been roughed up a little. His clothes are disheveled. He's in a bellhop outfit. They punch him in the gut and take him and then tie him down. There is a small altar. They tie him down on the altar.
Erin moves forward kind of hesitantly, like after they strap him down, and just pulls up the coat or the shirt on his, just to check his wrist to make sure that he's like actually a fucking cult member, and they just didn't bring like, George.
He looks like any guy. No, he has the tattoo.
Erin just kind of like pulls the sleeve back down, turns to the other two, and just kind of shrugs and says, "He's the guy." Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready then to proceed?
Ready.
Erin pulls the camera out. I guess he probably had the camera out. He probably like did the whole room and like got because like the first time it was like, oh shit, camera phone, like fuck, there's some runes.
Yeah.
So like in a half an hour, he probably like did the whole room, got like close-ups on the things. That way, like HQ could check it out. Or maybe we can use it in a ghost facer video. Where like Randy can manipulate things or like invert stuff, so it's not like
the goat. You probably set it up in the corner or something, so you probably just see the whole lay of the land. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm probably holding it now, right? Because I don't want you in the picture.
Well, no, you were gonna blur everything out after the fact, right?
Well, but if I can just like if you're if you're cutting the guy and I'm just like holding it down to see like.
Okay.
Yeah, she just wanted the ritual part of it, so and the runes.
Yeah, whatever you think.
Yeah. So we see. Yeah, we're ready.
All right, we will begin. Gentlemen, ladies, the demons sort of spread out in the room. Just so you are not surprised, as we are conducting the ritual, we will be forced to return to our natural forms because of the magic, the ward being in place. As we are going through it, it's quite powerful, so we will be forced into that form, so try not to be too disturbed if possible. Be ready for it. It can be scary to a lot of people and disturbing, but promise we will not harm you, obviously. As for the guest of honor, let us hope everything is... I am not quite sure what will happen to him throughout the ritual. So, good luck to us.
Erin,
I know what's going to happen to him, but there are other things that can occur. So, what I will do, I will direct you. Who is, suppose Jack? Are you doing the?
I'm doing the honors.
Doing the handiwork?
I am.
So what I will do is I will guide your hand to draw the runes. We must carve particular symbols and runes on his skin first, bless them, and infuse it with magic, right? Then it gets a little trickier. Then we're going to have to sacrifice him, take that blood, and you will have to draw runes on the walls, similar to what they have done, as well as specific incantations that will create protections from any other entities crossing over at this point. Do you understand?
Sounds good.
Then let us begin.
Erin makes a point of like looking just at the guy, but like not like staring at him, like unfocused, and has the camera like he's not looking at fucking demons. If he can help it, Yeah.
They're all normal for the moment, but
yeah, it's funny. It's funny that you say that because Randy basically is doing the same thing where he looks like he's looking at things, but he's basically just looking at the ground and trying not to see anything through his peripheral or whatever.
Okay.
Jack's seriously like, you're like overtired and you just don't give a fuck. Like Jack is actually pretty fucking calm. Like he's just like, okay, let's get this shit over with.
Yeah. We'll find out for in a minute. Because there's stability rolls do this.
Take your coat off. Roll your sleeves up before you get started. Take your fucking shirt off, man. Like we can't walk out of here with blood on you.
Oh yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah, you're
Doesn't he have tattoos and shit or anything that's going to be recognizable? I guess you're blurring stuff, but.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to record Jack if I don't have to, right? Like if
it'd be pretty hard if someone's drawing runes on a wall. I guess you could draw them, but you have to get the incantations at the same time as he's drawing on the walls. So
Fuck, that's true. Yeah, so I guess leave your shirt on, because then you always put your coat back on over your shirt. Or
Yeah.
they can take the shirt with them over to the other side and then like suck your blood out of it later.
Okay, so I do that. I'm fine taking it, off or whatever. I just can't leave it there.
yeah. Okay, so the guy is screaming and trying to obviously fight it off as you take the blade, and Delphine takes your hand and continues. She takes your hand and starts to carve runes into his chest and abdomen. Everyone actually give me. I mean, you can hear him. It doesn't matter if you're looking sort of away or not.
Damn it. I knew I should have knocked him out.
Oh, that probably would have been a good idea. There's nothing actually I had in mind. I didn't say it or think it initially that he had to be awake. He just had to be alive. So that might have been a good choice. So he is screaming as you're cutting. I need stability rolls from everyone.
I got it too.
So did I.
When I said, John, I had my die, I did find it, but I don't have it right now.
Oh Christ!
But I did not lose. So I am still using an app. But I got a 5.
Okay.
That's good.
The 2s. You're not actively doing it, but you are hearing someone being tortured and about to be sacrificed. So you will lose 3 stability each.
Fair.
What did Randy get?
You got a 2.
I got a 2 also. Same as Erin.
Can they spend points?
If you if you spend ahead of time, you lose what you've spent if you don't succeed, and then also you have the chance of still not making a roll and then losing even more on top of it. So stability, there's nothing to help you with it.
Either have it or
John,
you don't.
do you have a? Yeah, it's like if they would have spent 2 stability, right, and they would have rolled those 2s, they would have gotten 4s, which means they would have succeeded, so they would have only lost the 2 they used, right?
Oh, I understand.
Instead of the 3. Or sometimes it's more than that. Or sometimes there's, no matter if you succeed or not, you're going to lose 1. So, in the case of Jack, you are pretty jaded since some of the shit you've had to do. So you succeeded, but you're still going to lose 1 stability as you're still carving a dude up with a demon. And she starts whispering the speaking the incantations that you need to repeat. If only I had a cool whispered Latin something track. You can put that in, John, if you want. Sound effect it. She starts whispering incantations that you're chanting as you're doing this. And then she says, are you ready for the second stage?
Ready.
Okay. At this point, she instructs you to cut his throat.
Cool.
Since the blood will pour out. And then you're going to use that blood. You're going to get your hand covered in blood and draw runes on the walls per her instruction and chant, again, other specific incantations.
Okay. Good.
Okay. He is now screaming wildly. Blood has started just, pouring. His abdomen and chest are like soaked as he's struggling even more. You didn't really cut into him. It's just skin level, but it's still bleeding a lot. Give me everyone. Okay, Jack, give me a stability roll to see if you can just go right ahead. I mean, you've killed people in self-defense and on accident, but this is just straight up murdering someone who's helpless. So the question is, can you do it without hesitation?
If a 5 does it, I can do it.
I mean, he is a
you,
bad guy.
You're like, well, I gotta do what I gotta do. The world is gonna end otherwise. You just don't even think about it. You're like, well, it's the world or this asshole.
That's right.
So you slit his throat, and blood sort of sprays and starts pouring out. At that point, you hear very loud, just demonic roars as the demons in the room shift to their natural forms, tearing their clothes. They are massive creatures, sort of like the movie Legend, like giant with huge horns, roaring.
Not gonna look.
You hear the gurgling and spitting of Matthew as he's trying to breathe and live, but he won't. So now everyone has going to be stability checks on that, like literally seeing a helpless person die.
I got a 6. Erin rationalizes he's a bad fucking guy. Like, this is fucked up, but that guy was gonna end the world.
Weird. I thought for sure I would roll a bad number, but I rolled a 5.
Hold on, this frozen.
Wow. Man, what is happening here?
Hold on.
Erin's got a whole Catholic guilt, but justification, and then more guilt, and like he's going to be at church every day when they go home.
Yeah.
Hold on, my app's frozen up.
I'm going to say while he's doing that, Randy basically after the first time he was like almost crying, and then he closes his eyes and he's just repeating himself. He deserves this. He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it.
Erin puts a hand on his shoulder.
I mean, would you have done it what if it was Kenneth? Would you have been like, yeah?
Ready to be like, give me that
you up.
At first, I probably would have, but then
Yeah.
I probably would have still broken.
Does he need to roll? Because he just made the roll for cutting him. Does he need to roll?
Doesn't
again?
matter. That's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I can roll a die for you if you want me to roll this die, but I feel like that's not as fair as you rolling it. But
No, this is not working good, so just go ahead and roll it.
all right.
Don't use Tony's roller.
I'm not. I'm using an actual physical die. Oh, I got a 4. That's not enough when you're murdering a guy, though. That's still hardcore. So the people who succeeded, so 5 or better succeeds, you still lose 3 stability. You don't lose any permanent stability. Jack, even though you were fine carving him up, and you were fine going ahead to murder him without hesitation, but actually murdering a person and watching them die is pretty horrifying and disturbing. So you're going to take a 6 stability hit and a permanent -1 stability loss as like corruption.
You writing that down, John? Because
I got you.
Yeah, I can see how fast Brett was working to write that down. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yep, got it.
Got it. Nailed it. So at this point, she continues the ritual. And as you start sealing the ward, drawing the runes, she's speaking the incantations for you to repeat as all of the demons now in synchronicity start chanting the same ritualistic incantation. And as you complete the final ward, you hear a loud sort of metallic, almost iron on iron screeching squeal, and the body of Matthew, his head, even though his throat has been cut, lifts up, and his face starts shifting and changing into human-esque masks, but not true human faces. There's something very wrong with all of them. and shifting through them. And I need another stability check. This is my stability check challenge. Because seeing this is, yes, this is everyone. Even if you're closing your eyes, you're in the presence of essentially a very fucked up, otherworldly, outer dimensional corruption of this guy's body.
I rolled a 5, but Erin is like practically weeping at this point. He took his hand off of Randy's shoulder. He's got the fucking cross in his hand and the GoPro in the other hand.
Well, and unfortunately,
I got 5 again.
nice. And unfortunately, because Erin does this, like Randy just loses his shit. He rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Okay. The other two of you, for succeeding, you're going to take a 2 stability hit, just like a 2 loss for the moment, because it's still otherworldly and demented and weird. Randy is going to take an 8 hit instability.
So I'm officially insane.
Are you negative or are you?
I'm right exactly at 0.
Okay, at 0, nothing happens. Luckily, you get non-permanent insanity at -1 to -10 or something, and then after that you get a permanent insanity or permanent like mental disorder.
Does he faint at 0? Do you think?
Great question. I don't know for sure on the rules, but I'm gonna say yes from this. Like, as if you hit 0 stability, I think you are. Well, let me double check because it might actually be a
rule. I don't know. I kind of feel like, like in Straight Call of Cthulhu, like when you start accruing, the insanity, like there's definitely
stability test, stability loss. Okay. Oh, so losing it is -1 to -5. So you don't actually lose it until you hit a negative.
Okay.
So you are just on the verge of just fucking complete and utter like losing your shit, but you're actually not. You're still just fucking freaked out. His face locks into this weird non-distinct human face, and then his whole body sort of solidifies and turns completely sort of like essentially like a marble, frozen that way, and you feel a strange sort of tinge in the air, as if there's some sort of disturbance, electromagnetic or otherwise, some power of something sort of laying in the air. At that point, the demons actually all go back to looking like people. Delphine looks somewhat tired and says, well, it has worked.
Oh, good.
This room is now sealed from the outer influence, but we are now still able to go as we please. I can feel that the energy of our portal is still flowing. I believe everything here is done. Is the 3 of you okay?
Well, I think we're all pretty freaked out. I don't know if there's any way you could help us with that or not. I don't know.
Well,
as in getting our stability points back.
Getting your what back?
Our stability points back.
I could offer temporary respite. We still have plenty of booze in the suite, but other than that, unfortunately, that's not really our strong point.
Erin just kind of like collapses into Randy, like he's just still crying.
do you need help getting back to the hotel? I understand this is quite disturbing for you. We could help you get back if you need it. But I think for our sake, we're not going back to the party tonight. We'll probably just return to our realm and be back tomorrow.
We'll be okay getting out of here. As long as we're clear, right? People didn't see you guys dragging this guy here.
I don't believe anyone has seen us. I think everything will be just fine.
Okay, then I think we're going to be good.
Well, I took the opportunity to prepare for you a gift. I don't know if you will be here tomorrow. If you are more than welcome to join us at our evening's festivities. Otherwise, I hope to see you soon. She hands you like a scroll, parchment, piece of paper rolled up and sealed with a wax seal. Ostensibly, it's the summoning ritual for a demon, and then insert her name from memory. It's not written down, so that you could summon her later.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Erin absently like pulls the key out of his pocket and just like holds his open hand out to her. Give her the key back.
She takes it. Thank you. I guess you could have kept it if you ever needed it, but I assume you probably don't want to come back here very often. It's probably bad memories.
He kind of like shakes his head, like he's pulling himself together, but he's a fucking wreck.
At this point, one of the demons takes the altar and like pulls it aside, and under it is like an old, what looks like sort of an old well. You hear water sort of moving underneath from somewhere, and at that point, he kind of crawls in and goes down, and then you don't actually hear any water splashing. It's just goes down, and they start all going back in as you head out.
I guess we go back to the room or to the bar. I think Erin probably makes his way to the bar.
Yeah.
That is one of my recovery things is drinking. So
There you go.
Randy's not much of a drinker, but he wants to forget everything. And he
yeah. So at this point, it's like 4 a.m. The bartender notices you come up. You look awful. It's oh shit. Hold on. I thought I had one that was didn't I have a bartender? I never gave a name to that one.
Try to find it. She was from America. If it's the same one.
Yeah.
And are they open all night?
I had a dining room waitress of Leonie. Leonie, but it's not the bartender. The bartender, I didn't make a note of her name. So I'll go with a different person. It's a guy. You've seen him around.
Mm-hmm.
Late night drinks, eh?
Scotch, 2 fingers, neat. He just like taps on the bar. Like that's it.
He nods, looks at Randy.
Randy just throws down 100 and he says, I'll take the whole bottle. The rest of the bottle.
Erin just slaps him on the back.
At this point he goes back, he pulls a mid-tier whiskey, 3 glasses, and puts out in front of you. Enjoy, gentlemen. I hope it treats you better than your evening has, apparently. Let me know if you need anything else. The kitchen is on light refreshments until breakfast at 6.
Erin just raises a fucking glass at him and goop.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like polishing glasses, doing stuff behind the bar. It's pretty much empty. It is open, but yeah, like there's no one else in there but you at this point. People are just cleaning up from,
I'd like to propose a toast to humanity, and we did it.
Like Erin turns to look at him for a minute, like what? And then he's just kind of like nods, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like,
Yeah.
I guess, like it feels dirty, like, and he just like visibly like shivers.
Randy doesn't even like. Randy does it to do it, and then downs his drink. And again, you guys know he's not a big drinker, and then goes to fill up his glass and take another drink, and then fill up his glass, and then, like, consider just downing it, but then just stares at the wall for a little bit.
I think they probably sit in silence, and I don't know if they kill the whole bottle, but I mean, Erin wouldn't be much in the mood for talking, I don't think.
Okay. Let me just make that okay. All right. You sit in silence as the camera fades out on that adventure. I can pick up with the next one, but I think we can end it there also, because you're the next one's going to be like what happens after. So I'm assuming you leave the place, but that's what I was going to go with, was like the next once you're back.
Cool. That was good. This episode had a lot of action.
Could have had more, because you guys, I thought you guys got guns and stuff. If you would have gone to Carcosa, you would have to kill a bunch of like pseudo people before you blow up their building.
Yeah,
that would have been just crazy though.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would have been
like I like that this is more like sleuthing. You know, we're trying to figure out, this is more realistic.
Yeah. Well, here. All right, so let's go on the. We're not actually going to cut it, but then let's do wrap, and then let's try to get into this habit then.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So that's the end of the session. We actually did something, even if it was questionable and moral, whatever. But we have finished, which is awesome. I want to thank everybody for checking out. We actually had a bunch of people hanging out in the chat today watching. So thank you for checking it out. We do have our sponsor, Birds of a Feather Coffee. They are a small batch craft coffee roaster roasted by Neil himself with those two hands. We're technically with the machine.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I use two hands to touch the machine's buttons and knobs. Much like ladies.
Whoa.
Can we? Am I allowed to say that? I think I just Me Too'd our audience.
I think so.
I apologize.
Now.
What? Okay. You can put it in the after show.
You're right.
Don't put it in. Actually, cut it out, because, like, I don't want people to be mad at my company for me saying stupid shit when I haven't even been drinking enough to say stupid shit. Yeah, we have some great shit, and there's a dry process Ethiopian, super blueberry, got some nougat notes, almost a little sweetness going on as it cools, gets even more fruit forward. That's delicious. There's also a honey processed Burundi. It's kind of like a honey walnut notes. It's probably been our most popular coffee in quite a while. Everyone that tastes it seems to buy a bag. So you should try that out. It's a really easy drinking, nice and balanced single origin. Nothing too crazy going on, but it's got a lot of subtlety. Super great coffee. That's on the website, available now. And of course, you can always get the smooth and drinkable Legends of Tabletop Legendary Brew. That's available all year round. And a little cut of the money goes to Legends of Tabletop to keep this shit going. And some of the money goes to me to make sure I don't get tired of spending hours of my time roasting coffee a week. So it helps us out, and it helps out the podcast. So get that legendary brew and use Legends 10, and you could get 10% off your order, including non-legendary brew. So you get 10% off your general order. So order some other bags along with the legendary brew and enjoy everything we have to offer.
And shipping is always free.
And shipping is free. Doesn't cost you nothing, guys. Just that sweet go juice.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everybody, for checking it out. And we'll catch you next time. But we're not going anywhere, so don't go anywhere. All right. No, I thought that was good. It wasn't the way that I thought it was going to go, because I know Kurt was upset the way we played the last time, and actually,
I mean, to be
texted
fair,
Kurt,
yeah.
It's like today, like, hey, if you want to just go blow some shit up, let's like have an in-game thing that happens, and you're like, hey, no, we can't do that. Like, let's go blow the fucking thing up. And I'd be like, all right, well, I think we were way out in the weeds the last time, I thought.
No, it was fine. It's funny because you guys still think it was me. It was actually my character. My character was doing that. And I had to laugh because even after the session, I was talking to Tracy. I said, they thought that I was mad. I was like, that was I was actually playing a character. Like, this is.
I didn't think you were. No, I didn't think you were.
Oh, good. Because I remember even John texted me afterwards. He's like, oh shit, are you okay with it? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm just telling Randy's not okay with it. He doesn't want that shit to go down.
See, I just thought that was a compliment to the acting. I
Exactly.
thought that was good. I actually thought you might have been mad because you seemed actually mad. So then I was like, is it Randy or Kurt? I couldn't tell. So like, I thought it was just you playing the character so well that I actually didn't know if it was reality or not. So I thought that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
I mean, I didn't know where you were going to go. So I had the idea. I did think like, oh, you could steal it from the other side. So I could give you an option to both keep the demons able to do their thing and not kill anyone, but it's dangerous as fuck, so you could do it. But you're gonna go to Carcosa, set charges, you're gonna have to fight the citizens of Carcosa that are sent there to stop you, and then get back through the portal in time. So that would have been dangerous and would have been super actiony because it would have been you fucking killing like a bunch. I mean, they're just people for the most part. They're not like super powered or anything. They're just people, but you would have to fucking kill a bunch of them, and they're like coming after you while you're trying to like do stuff.
I think this episode, we've really probably genuinely helped a lot of the people watching this tonight because we explored these moral quandaries, and I think we probably have truly helped a few people tonight.
I hope we didn't help anyone decide to ritualistically murder anybody. So
perform blood magic.
I hope between how disturbing it was to both come up with. I mean, I listen to a lot of horror podcasts because I've heard way worse than this, but I don't like to get too much into the gore per se. But yeah, it is a fairly disturbing thing, and it's a fucked up thing to have to do. But again, it did save the world. And the demons really weren't doing anything wrong.
And again,
if
it was a totally innocent person, we wouldn't have done that. We would have gone through Carcosa.
Yeah.
But this guy was
so, and if anyone is interested, I texted this to the group before. This is some of the super cool shit you could get in our. I don't know. Is this going to get behind Patreon paywall or not?
So theoretically, I'll cut the after show and then throw it up on the Patreon, which I really have to start attending to like in relatively short order.
Well, if you're hearing it live or if you get this on Patreon, here's a secret. This whole thing generated by the song Grand Hotel from Regina Spektor. I believe that's Spektor. I don't think she spells it the C.
You're right.
Anywho, Regina Spektor, Grand Hotel. I really like that song. It's really catchy. And the entire arc came from that. And then I obviously splinters from there, much like several of our other episodes and themes generated by artists such as Lord Huron, maybe the greatest band I've ever seen live.
They were fantastic.
If you know a song that has to do with ritualistic murder, let us know. We'll put it in the end.
To be fair, there's actually no murder in it. It's just about the demons. It's just about a well under the.
You know what I want?
Under a hotel that has demons.
I want someone to make a song about Jack's blades. That's what I want to hear. I want a metal version of those twin blades.
Well, Jack himself can actually do it because
that.
Brett Miller is a.
That could actually be an entire band name, Jack's Blades.
There you go.
Yeah, you could just write your own song about you because that's what you do is do metals. You just metal.
Hey, we put it up on Patreon. We win.
Ritualistic murder. Just go to Cannibal Corpse's catalog, man. You'll get.
There you go. I mean, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of, ritualistic murder songs. But and so yeah, if you listen to Grand Hotel, it basically says the demons aren't doing anything bad anymore. They're just coming up to party. So that's where I got the idea. The demons were there kind of just, and then it gave me an interesting like, hey, you can find out they're demons and help them or not, or now you might you sort of have a demon ally to call upon if you are in need of special help. And you have Lady Branwynn helping. And you could call on her more for like sort of the informational calls, which is cool. So yeah, it gave me a chance to kind of flesh out a few other sort of connections between player characters and NPCs. So I thought that was a fun way to add. And a lot of shit happened tonight. We actually got shit done.
We finished the
And
thing.
don't forget to tell people that next month is actually going to be classic D&D.
What do you mean by classic? Do you mean first ed or second ed? Because I don't have first edition books.
Chainmail.
I just know it's about like you're a dwarf and stuff like that, and you have an axe.
Yeah. I do actually have all of the second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons books still on my bookshelf right there. Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster Manual 1 and 2. I got them all, baby. We can calculate some Thacos and go bananas. I actually don't remember how to play second ed. It's been so long. Either. I only know third, fourth, and fifth.
So we could get like super meta, right? So like the guys could be playing D&D within the Fear game.
Oh, we could do that. That would be funny.
Yeah, as long as we buy a bunch of pizzas and Mountain Dews, I'm up for it.
Yeah,
it'd be a bottle episode.
Right. I noticed that Kurt was also slamming the dew.
That's right.
I was slamming the dew.
I had to get extreme for the, what was going to go on. I just knew what was going to happen. So,
You had to keep that body temperature up in your yurt or whatever you're in right now.
That's right.
It's just your porch, right? Or whatever. But there's like no heat.
It's my 3-season porch, and this is not the wrong season to be in it, but I have to. So I don't wake everybody up.
Well, if you're where I am, it would just be... Well, it would actually be a 1-season porch, and that's only because every other season is too disgustingly hot. It's like living in the devil's taint. It's just hot and swampy and gross. It's pretty nice now. Yeah, we got some comments, man, from people too, which is super great. I really appreciate that you guys joined us. That's super awesome. I love the audience.
Action, and we delivered.
We had some comments as we were going, which really distracts me, and I try not to comment on, but I really want to comment on.
This streaming platform isn't that bad either. I got to say, it works pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of like this better than all the other solutions, so I probably am going to switch all of my games if I run anything to this. I don't know. I'm debating bringing back the zombie thing. So
well, because it's simple. It's a simple UI. It's like it just works. It's actually not too bad.
It's more streamlined than Hangouts was, and it's not as resources intensive. And you have the cool things like you can throw, like here, Max said that he sold his he's into D&D stuff and sold this third ed stuff. Like boom, the comments in the video, like you just throw it up there, So it does give you some kind of cool functionality that Hangouts didn't, and the name thing works, and like there's other things.
How many people, John, can you have on this at once?
Up to 6, where Hangouts was 10.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah,
and
streamlined. It's
what? Wait, John, you did not look super stoked about the zombie redoing. No.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, no.
All right.
I mean, that's a different
I don't
conversation than right
it's
now.
Another thing for me to not do, but sure.
Well, but that's the thing, right? So, like, it's been convenient to not have another thing that's happening. Yeah. Do we want to take this offline? We might want to take this offline.
I don't know. Okay, we can talk about the show.
Yeah, we're talking about the show. That's what the
actual show. We're talking about the show we actually do. Yeah, so the next one, we can do a time gap or not. You'll either go back and be sort of debriefing with Edward in real time, like as you got back, or it could be a time jump. I don't know. I mean, that would be one time you could go to esoterrorist level, or you could wait and do it later.
I kind of feel like we could do both, right? Like, because we role play almost every minute of every day except for taking a shit, right? Like, I mean, we eat and drink and like do the whole thing. So I kind of feel like there's probably big fallout from not actually blowing up the portal that might be interesting to discuss in character. Like, hey, I checked the news. There was no explosion. Like, what the fuck did you guys do? You know?
Yeah.
And like maybe have that. And then, within the episode, then, make that jump. So we have that scene and then,
because it takes
6 months.
It's long term, at least, to do. You don't have to go to the next like power level, but it does take time to recover stability. So there's always a break in between anyway.
Yeah.
So
stuff too.
yeah, so like you all got pretty low, so you're gonna have to take some break as it is. It's just then a matter of like, do you want to do like break, regain some stability, and then sort of power up, or do you want to stay sort of at this sort of cryptid type? It's not really all cryptid, but like more gritty street level than we all know how to use machine guns or whatever, or like I'm an occult expert now, that like Esoterrors is like Delta Green, where it's like I have a fucking Navy SEAL, a professor of occult studies, and like a shaman, and then you're like, it's like D&D level where you're like hardcore able to do shit. So
whichever part gets us out of working with Edward, I'm cool with that.
Oh no, he's still your boss no matter what.
God damn it.
Even if you're super level, it's just then he expects more from you and tells you less.
He is an asshole.
He would still be in charge of you, but you would be more like, you'd be more knowledgeable. You'd have like your own team of like
you know what I think, Edward? I think that I know more than you do. So eat some shit.
Guys, I'm actually not tired for once, but I do have to go and address my cats. So I'm gonna have to sign off.
Like in an official speech.
Yeah.
I just imagine now you're going out and you're like, dear cat audience.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
I'm now delivering the state of the litter box address.
That's pretty much how it works. So anyway, cool.
Awesome.
You're gonna see a blank chair here, but
all right,
gentlemen.
All right. Thanks, Brett. Take it easy.
Yep.
I'm kind of okay with either. I kind of like what we're doing. I mean, we should get a little bit of a bump here, right? Since we've completed.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll get
points for sure. You'll
definitely
get points.
Somebody getting their throat slit, I better get some fucking return.
I don't know exactly what I'm giving out, but I know. I mean, Jack's gonna get the summoning ritual as magic, so he'll have that, and then we'll each probably get some amount of occult knowledge plus whatever you want to spend on some other stuff.
I mean, I think maybe for like the next,
we could do another couple. I mean, I'll try to make a faster ones that are more like, I kind of want to do some quick shot ones that are like, not as in depth, because I wanted the cult stuff to play in and I wanted to do some cool stuff there, but I could just do some like, I heard a really interesting, like I've heard some interesting no sleep stories or whatever from I listen to like 100 horror stories at podcasts and shit. So like if I hear one that's just like a cool, like I need you guys to go do this thing, and it's like this person has this problem and you need to figure out what's going on, but it's not like find the hidden agent and then deal with demons, and also it's just like go fucking find out how to stop this one thing that you know where to start. So
all right. Well, after we have breakfast.
Yeah. Well, but first, Denny's. I feel like that should be. We should have a t-shirt shop. John, get on it. Make a t-shirt shop. But first, breakfast. That's the motto of this podcast.
So I think a couple of like quick shots would be cool to like change up the tempo.
Yeah.
And then I think in downtime, like I know for Erin for sure, right? So like, we do, because we already know they have like psychotherapists and shit, because we've been through this already before. So like there's that. Like Erin's at church because like demons, and he's a Catholic ostensibly, and like whatever, right? And then he wants to do the deep delve into the Huron shit. Because like it was
Yeah.
literally like, hey, I'm Lord Huron guy, and like, you know, this is your fucking history shit. So like he's got so much shit on his plate that he's got to fucking deal with. And I think it would be cool after a couple of missions to then, like you're saying, an esoterist, like maybe he's some kind of like fucking weird shaman shit because he like melds the Catholicism with the, you know, the Huron Indian.
Like you could
shit,
have some
like,
sort of level. I think there are magic users in it.
Yeah.
Because even Fear itself has telepaths and people who have powers. So there are psychic powers in it. You can have a psychic. You could break that and have more than one, I guess. I don't know why you would want more than one necessarily. It makes you super sensitive to stability checks, but there are cool shit you can do. But there's actual books for magic rules as well, like magic spells and shit. I don't know if Fear itself, I think it's all esoterist, but you can, they all work on the same system. You can add magic to this too, without going full esoterist style. But yeah, I think there's a lot that could be done there. We could do more quick shot stuff while you're in the recovery phase, I guess. That's less crazy disturbing and less like, like more X-Files level stuff where it's like, okay, we got a weird report of something. You guys got to go figure out like who's doing this or whatever. Because there's some interesting ones that don't have crazy like go murder a dude solutions that I've listened to that I've been like, ooh, that'd be a good one. Like that's a cool one just to have like a cool little like almost one shot of it.
Yeah. I mean, even if there's no resolution to it, right? Like go investigate it and like, ah, shit, we can't fucking find anything. Like there's this weird, creepy thing that we found, but like we didn't find
or like you figure out what it is, but it's like we couldn't do anything. It disappeared. And then what do you do? Right? It's like, you know, there is one that I'd like to do that could be a bottle episode. I don't know if it would take the whole time or not. I don't know how it would go. It has a lot of wilderness sort of survival in it, and I don't know how it would work, but it's a pretty famous story.
Oh, I tell you how you set that up. We're in downtime, right? Or maybe it's not even downtime. Maybe it's like a couple of months later. And like we're all out fucking camping, right? So like it's not even a mission that we're sent on, but we happen to be there. So you like get all the bullshit that we usually do on the front end. And then we're thrust into this weird fucking like, oh shit.
Yeah. I don't know how it would work. I guess I don't know how you guys would respond to it, but I could find out. I really want to do it because it's straightforward. It's just more about the payoff of like what's happening, and it's like the buildup of danger. So it's a great story, and it's a great one for you guys because like it's not, you know, an uber crazy scenario, and it's pretty contained. It would be just you guys. There's no like other characters necessary. Per se.
I think it'd be cool.
So
I think after this one, I think we need some one shots or some smaller things.
Yeah, I'll come up with some like quicker turnaround, less intricate plots, less
just
scene
remember,
setting.
No matter how small you make it, we may make it longer. So
I know.
Give it down.
That's the challenge.
Well,
I'll be like, this is one session for sure. And then like 3 sessions later, you guys are like, but what if we do this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hungry. We gotta get lunch first.
Lunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if we want to do like a Delta Green style, like everybody gets like a vignette maybe when we come back, right? So like we do the Edward thing, and then like, what are you guys doing over the next whatever? Like I kind of already know what Erin's doing, but like, you know, maybe there's a scene with his mom, maybe like Randy's with his mom, or maybe like Jack's out on the road again, or like he goes to the behind. Like I think we've kind of done that before, where we kind of like and that's not like a super long thing, but you know, just kind of like set the scene, kind of like flesh out what's going on with character stuff.
Yeah, we can do that. Awesome. Cool. Man, I feel really great that this wrapped up. It's just been so long. I was like, it's like, oh my god, I don't even listen to that song anymore. That's how long it's been. Like It's on my playlist. I sent it out. I re-listened to it. Was like, oh, this is a fun song. I don't know. I like it. So yeah. But now I was like, God, I don't even remember like when we started this fucking mission. But
A long time ago.
fucking long time ago, man. It was good though.
It really went a good direction, though. I think too, even though it was long as hell.
Yeah, I think it worked out.
It was cool to have the investigative stuff too, as opposed to like chasing a fucking monster and shooting a cannon through the door or whatever. Like it's a change of pace kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought it was a good departure from like, and it was also, it was a little more investigation-y even than like the Dead Arm stuff, where it was like, that was, more like, oh, it's a gang, it's a whatever. Like this one was a little easier to get all that also. So I thought it worked pretty well overall. I was just, I was like, I gotta do some quick turnaround, guy. Like we gotta get the pace picked up a little bit. Oh shit.
Well, you get a little bit of the analysis paralysis, right? Because like it's modern day, it's like real people.
Yeah.
There's real consequences. It's not like a rogue trader. Like, oh, I just fucking shoot that guy in the face and like I don't care anymore.
And they're like, who cares? This is pointless.
Well, we could be that way. It's just we've decided to play it real,
Yeah.
Well, otherwise you're like, I mean, that's part of the rogue trader problem is I'm above the law.
Yeah.
Like rogue traders are like, I am the law. Like you just do whatever you want. So that it runs into problems. But
so maybe that's why we don't want to be those eco-terrorists or whatever, or esoterrorists or
esoterrorists.
Yeah, eco-terrorists. I don't know why I said that. But because then we might get in that place where it'd be like, oh we know what we're doing. We can just kill anybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, the missions probably become a little bit more deadly then, right? Like it shifts a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'll be a good turnaround then to see if we decide as characters that we want to be that way and we're going to do that, or if we kind of settle into old traditions or not.
I mean, it also is more like right now it's more like, you guys are usually more like, are like, are we going to get arrested for this? Are we going to get, whereas the other one is more like, one, it'd be more dangerous, like for you, like just danger wise, right? Like, oh shit could go really bad and we get fucked up. And also like, it's more like protecting the public and like stopping people from knowing about some of these things because it's a bigger deal, right? So there's some of that also you might run into. So that Delta Green or esoterrorist is more like you're like CIA more than you are like Navy SEAL. Navy SEALs are like going to like war zones. You're not always in a war zone. You might be going somewhere that like there are people. So it's more like, hey, go do this, but like don't let everyone know there's a horrible otherworldly monster.
It's almost like a low-level Delta Green.
Yeah, pretty much. So could be interesting. But I still like this power level in that it's manageable, and I kind of like street level stuff more. That's why I like doing. I prefer when you're not just like, so I have an AK-47 and 6 RPG rock, like in my backpack. Let's just blow this shit up. Instead, you're like, fuck, I don't know. I got a pen. We have a tape dispenser. What's my
got the GoPro.
So, and instead, it's more like resource limited to some degree. So.
Cool.
All right.
Well, now we're at the end of the post show. So thanks everybody for checking this out. I hope if you're hearing this, you're on the Patreon. So awesome. Thank you. And we'll catch you next time. Oh my God, we're still not out.